This is Michael Popok, Legal AF, almost on cue to our discussion last night about News Corp and Fox News. Rupert Murdoch, 91-year-old owner and operator of all things Fox, is stepping down for all operational roles and is moving into a chairman emeritus. You know, that's a nice way of saying they're sending him out to pasture. Not surprised here, given all of the legal woes and tremendous amounts of billions of dollars of legal exposure that the company has suffered under the leadership and stewardship of Rupert Murdoch. It is surprising that his son, though, is taking over, Lachlan Murdoch, because I don't think he did any better in how he managed the Dominion voting systems case, which led to a $758 million settlement just several months ago for defamation of Dominion over and over again by every Fox contributor. I don't even know what to call them. They're not journalists. From Maria Bartiromo to Lou Dobbs to Tucker Carlson to Sean Hannity and the rest. And when they were bashed mercilessly for being a part of a cabal, of a conspiracy to convert votes from Biden or from Trump to Biden using fraudulent Venezuelan software, all a lie, they had to pay the piper when a Delaware judge, Judge Eric Davis, basically said that he was about to rule against them on summary judgment, having seen hundreds and hundreds of bad emails and texts among those contributors, and even deposition testimony of Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch's testimony was so bad, it probably was the single most effective piece of evidence against the company, right? And so when your then 90-year-old chairman is confessing that they had an out-of-control set of contributors, that they had lost control of the message and the content at Fox News from an operational management standpoint, and that those people that he was paying were endorsing the false narrative and lies of Donald Trump and others about the election. When you admit that under oath, when you are the owner-operator of the company, you might have to go. There's also been reporting, including a new book that's out by Michael Wolff, that just got announced 2 days ago, and now Rupert Murdoch resigns. In that book, it said that Rupert Murdoch so underestimated the exposure, the liability, right, of the exposure to the Dominion voting systems case that he thought at worst it was a $50 million case. Do you know the difference between $50 million and $758 million? If you do, you could be the new owner and operator of Fox because Rupert Murdoch didn't. And that's not the only case that the Murdoch family's mismanagement, right? Their failure to properly control the content and the message and their business model. A business model that seems to be based on defamation of other people, of reckless comments without any journalistic integrity about the truth or falsity of those comments. When you manage all of that, you expose yourself to other liabilities and exposures. So there's a Smartmatic case, which is the flip side, the B side of the Dominion case. They're the software company that they were alleged to be in the same Venezuelan conspiracy that Sidney Powell went on the air and others, Giuliani and Trump, to talk about over and over again. They have a $2.7 billion case in New York State court that hasn't been resolved either. And once they saw the $758 million settlement for Dominion, they said, yeah, that's the lowest number we'll accept. So that's like another, let's just chalk it up with attorney's fees to $2 billion because of that round. But we're not done, because now major pension funds representing teachers' unions and other unions have now sued Fox News to get back into the company coffers in derivative suits to get the money back from the board of directors, the Murdoch family, Rupert Murdoch, and all of their insurance companies, all the money that's been paid for these settlements. So these pension funds' argument is, you breached your fiduciary duties. You're not managing a proper company. Your business model is based on defamation, and you're exposing the company to untoward risk. and we have a dollar amount for that, it's several billion dollars, including attorney's fees, and you guys got to pay it back to the company treasury so the money can be used appropriately for corporate things, not to pay, and clean up after your mismanagement. That is a set of suits that have now been filed in Delaware as well, led by the New York Pension Fund and the New York Controller's Office. So that's now started. We haven't even talked about the shareholder suits, other shareholders who will bring a class action and have brought class actions against Fox News and Fox Corp because their entire house of cards is based on a lie, and that they have a sustainable business model when you take away defamation in order to get ratings. And so you got class action cases. So they've got, 10 or more billion with a B dollars of exposure out there. And shareholders and pension funds want the money back. And there's more to come. And we said last night on Legal AF that it's likely that this will lead, especially on the heels of the new book by Michael Wolff about the fall and destruction of the dynasty of the Murdoch family, to Rupert Murdoch leaving, Lachlan Murdoch probably leaving, and them selling their assets. The first shoe is dropped with this reporting. Rupert Murdoch has resigned. They say he got kicked upstairs to be chairman emeritus. We won't hear from Rupert Murdoch in an official capacity ever again, right? The next thing we're going to hear about Rupert Murdoch is when we read his obituary. And his son, I think, is a caretaker who's going to just kind of see if he can calm the waters and survive these other lawsuits challenging his fiduciary duties and his breach and his mismanagement and misconduct and that of his fathers, and see if the family can survive and that brand can survive. Or they're going to have to do what I said yesterday with Ben Meiselas on Legal AF, sell, right? Cash in their chips, stop producing news or whatever you call it, content in America. This is similar to what happened to the Murdoch family when they got caught in the scandal in London, in which they were hacking, one of their newspapers was hacking the phones and computers of celebrities, royals, military veterans, victims of terrorism in order to publish it in their papers. They had to pay all those people. They were pilloried in the other media for doing so. And finally, to clean it up, he just shut down the newspaper. So I'm not going to be surprised if Murdoch, this is right, a page out of, HBO's Succession, right, which is based on the Murdoch family. I'm not going to be surprised if, the Roy family decides to get out of news and starts doing something else. First step was today, Rupert Murdoch announcing through Fox News that he is no longer going to be the operational officer, chairman of the company. We'll continue to report the developments against Fox News, the pension fund cases, the class action cases, the Smartmatic cases, and all the other settlements and liabilities and exposures that now come out against them. Knives are out to bring down the Fox media empire. Only one place, MeidasTouch YouTube channel. Free subscribe. Help them get to 2 million free subscribers. Make them and their voice more powerful for you by doing so. Follow me, Michael Popok, on all things social media at MS Popok, and watch me on Legal AF on Wednesdays and Saturdays, only on the MeidasTouch YouTube channel. We sit at that valuable corner real estate of law and politics so that you don't have to bring you the most important stories of the midweek and final week for you. We don't blow smoke or sunshine. Until my next hot take, until my next episode of Legal AF, this is Michael Popok.
Hey, Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.